All right, there we go. All right, everybody, appreciate you being here. We're having fun with this project. It's an exciting time with Think Energy. So my name is Tony Procopio. I am actually logging in from Orono, Maine, in the Bangor, Maine area, and I have it's Patriots Day here in Massachusetts and Maine. So I have my honorary patriotic shirt on, and so we're very happy and very excited to be up here in the state of Maine. We've been making things happen here for the last few weeks or so, and we'll be making things happen all over the country as well. So very excited, glad to have you here. This is our first ever state of the company address from corporate. This is an exciting time. We're going to be doing this on a monthly basis. Lots of news, lots of excitement, lots of recognition tonight. So stay tuned. We're going to go ahead and bring on our first speaker to get us started. And, you know, if you've been in the know at all with what we're doing here, you know who Brad Tales is. He's the architect and master that created the blueprint for our compensation plan. And we are glad to have him on with us. He's all the way from Michigan today, so we appreciate him being on. Brad, can you hear us okay?
Loud and clear, Tony. Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you okay, Brad. Take it away.
All right. Well, thanks for the introduction, Tony, and thanks for everything that you've done and your partners, Ed and Brendan and Jim and all the leaders that are on the call today. I'm excited about what the company has to offer and show you today, but I'm really excited about what I get to do. I get this is the favorite part that I love doing, and that's honoring some of the people who are making this thing happen. So I get to do some recognition, and the first group of people that I get to recognize are a group of people that have sponsored the most personally enrolled customers. And this is it's a pretty big list. And I'm going to apologize right now if I don't pronounce your name correctly. So I'm going to do my best. And I'm going to start from the bottom and work my way out. Now there's some ties. So when we do the top 10, there's, as you can see right there, there's multiple people tied for the 10th spot. So started off with LV4 Electric Administration, Michael Ortez, Jennifer Tata, Karen Rayo Santiago, Anonymous, does not want to be identified yet, Lindsay Sugden, Christine Moyer, John Smith, Joanne Press, Sean Gagney, Tony Deno, and number 5. And then the top 4, which actually the top 6, Alma Lee Pace, who you're going to hear from shortly, C. Stamets, Nathan Zekman, Anonymous, Alichka Sapina, and Joseph Kurt. So congratulations to all of you. And you're with the thing you're going to notice about the people that are on all of these charts today for most personally enrolled customers, free energy customers, community solar, personally sponsored EAs is success leaves clues. And if you want to know how to get customers, talk to one of the 15 people that are on this slide. They've mastered it. And again, they've got tons and tons of personally enrolled customers. And you're going to hear from one of them right now. And that's Alma Lee Pace, who's going to share just a couple minutes of how she's doing it. One thing you want to pay close attention with Alma Lee, I hear from people all the time, well, I don't have time to do this business. Really? If this person's got time, you've got time. So Alma Lee, are you there? You got to unmute you. There you go. And she's taken time out from her the last day of her vacation. So Alma Lee, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me. Can you hear me okay?
Loud and clear. Just tell us how you're doing it, Alma Lee. And again, the most important thing that I like about your story is you're a very busy person.
I think my biggest motivation really as far as gathering customers has been, obviously besides the great rate that we have in Maine, but also New Hampshire and Massachusetts are right nearby. So at the same time, we can still gather right from there also. And just the ability to empower our customers. And that is snowballing with the Free Energy Club. And now with the announcement of solar, that's just going to explode even further. So with the customers having the ability to grow themselves and we don't have to do all that work, even though we're there for them, it's really empowering them and they are loving it. And I think just making sure that our customers know how to use the Free Energy Club and know how to keep building from there is really just it's gonna build your business. It's gonna build your residual. It's just gonna keep building. And down the road, one of them may decide they want to be an advisor, and there you go. They know how to do the same thing. Creating that duplication. I have some amazing advisors on my team that thankfully have picked up the ball and kept rolling, so I could take a little vacation and, you know, rejuvenate myself a little bit. But I've stayed connected with them, and, you know, I've been on a few phone calls. I've tried to get on a couple. Internet's been a little, you know, shabby, but I'm on an island, so oh no. But as far as like staying busy, I mean, I've built a business from the ground up, so I know that thing of what happens when that frustration of, you know, things aren't working quite right, or things aren't there yet, or oops, let's try this again. Those types of things, like I know how that works. I've built a business from zero to a pretty large dance studio, and I know those ups and downs. And I think the biggest thing for and I'm going to say, including myself, is patience, because I'm not always the best with patience, but I try really hard. But I think just being patient and knowing that if you have faith in them and you trust what you're doing and you know what you're doing is right, then it will come through. And just being patient with the process and believing in leadership, believing in the company, and it's gonna come through. It's definitely gonna come through. I have to make sure I have to make a list. Make your list, the list. Make sure that you keep something, you're doing something every single day for your business. Even though I've been on vacation, I'm doing something, whether it's a quick text to a customer that hadn't gotten their stuff in yet, or a quick text to my advisors and see how they're doing. Do you guys need anything? Can I even from here, I've been reaching out to people and making sure that I stay connected with people. So as far as like, I'm super busy, but I still make it a priority that I do something for my business every day. And that's going to keep you successful. It's going to keep you moving forward. Yep. Forward can be a little bit, or forward could be in big jumps. So it really, as long as you're moving forward and you're keep going, do something every day. That's my biggest advice. And make sure you really have integrity with the company too, and customers will like that.
Well, you're certainly doing it all. And just real quick before I let you go, how many hours a week do you spend at your full-time job?
Well, it's at my house, so I have a hard time pulling myself away. So I'd say sometimes I'm 12 hours a day.
Yeah, 60, 70, 80 hours a week in your full-time job, and you still have time to do what you're doing.
Yeah. I integrate it in if I can.
Well, we appreciate you taking the time on your vacation. Go have fun with the family after the rest of the call. I'm sure you're going to be here for the rest of the call.
Just me.
Yes. Okay, good. All right. Well, thanks a lot. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Okay. Well, folks, now we get to talk about the most personal customers in the Free Energy Club. And here's what you have to understand about the Free Energy Club. When I first came on board, Michael talked about the Free Energy Club, I didn't really get it. He got it. I didn't get it. Well, I get it now. When you look at the Free Energy Club and the customers, they're customers that you would never have gotten before. Now, you always try to talk to someone to become a energy advisor first. And if not, let's become a customer. Okay, I'll try your customer. But they really have no motivation to move forward. Well, the Free Energy Club, and you're going to hear a little bit more about it later on, is their reason to move forward. And the amount of customers that you're picking up on your team, I already know what the numbers look like. Michael might share that with you later. Is is a big chunk of customers that help you grow through the compensation plan and earn all the bonuses and everything else that goes along with it, that are customers that you would never have gotten before, that you didn't know. They're not your personal customers. They're Free Energy Club customers who are going out and spreading the word. And the leaders in the pack in this category from 10th all the way up is John Latasha, Joanne Perez again, Eric Eveyu, LV4 again. You're seeing them. You're seeing a lot of duplicates here. Lindsay Sugden, Todd Deno, Emily Pace again, Nathan Zeckman, Christine Moyer, John Smith, C. Stamets, Joseph Kurtz, and last but not least, leading the pack, Sean Gagney out of Maine. I got to spend some time with Sean on a call the other day at Tony's at the Think Energy House, and a bunch of people there for a leadership thing, dinner. And we get to hear from the man, the myth, the legend right now in this section, Sean Gagney. Sean, are you there?
I am here, Brad. How you doing? Can you hear me?
I'm doing good. Yes, and we can hear you loud and clear. Sean,
Awesome.
will you give people a little bit of insight on how you're building the business, buddy, and what you're doing?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the Free Energy Club, I mean, this is just amazing. I mean, when we launched back in February, we already had a fantastic Free Energy Club. My previous company that I was with, we had a Free Energy Club, and it was if you had 15 referrals, you could get your free energy. But what I found was that the bar was a little too high for most customers coming into the business. I mean, most customers that I had a lot of customers in that company, but most of them didn't go after free energy because they looked at that mountain of getting 15 referrals to get the free energy, and they just never even tried. So the 3 referrals with our company here really makes the Free Energy Club accessible to everybody, which has made us able to sort of light our business on fire. And now when Mike, the other night made the announcement that solar was going to be part of the Free Energy Club, I mean, that is just fantastic news. What that's going to do is it's going to make it a lot easier for our customers to go out and get their free energy quicker. And the name of the game in network marketing, and particularly in this company, is long-term customer retention. And I think that this move that Mike and you guys made to give us the solar in the Free Energy Club is going to enable us to have the ability to just keep these customers long-term. I think what we learned with our last company is that customers who have free energy tend to stay customers for a long time. And so, what we have here is really amazing. The Free Energy Club is really the key that I think is going to drive this whole thing, put a lot of customers in our business long term. And that's the key. And it's a numbers game. I mean, I'm getting a lot of customers because I'm contacting a lot of people. I'm not just sitting around waiting for conversations to happen. I'm making them happen. I'm not waiting around for customers to come to me. I'm going out and looking for them. I'm letting everybody that I know, family and friends, know what a great proposition value we have for a customer here. Not all of them are going to become customers, but I'm finding a lot of them are, Brad. So it's been really good.
Well, thanks for that, buddy. And I'm proud to say that you're already personal customer wise at our top position. You've got the personal points taken care of. Now you just got to fill out the group, my friend, and you're a senior partner. Congratulations, buddy, for all you're doing, for leading the pack in Maine as well with Eric and all the other great leaders up there. And thanks for your time tonight, buddy.
Thank you, Brad. I appreciate it.
Okay, next I get to do something that I really like to do as well. Is introduce the CEO, who needs no introduction, but let me just say this. I've been in the industry for 35 years and worked with some great people. But one of the things I learned early on with Michael is he's not like everybody else. He truly cares about the EAs in the business, which is not always the norm, folks. I'll tell you that right now. And when I sat down with them before we even ordered our entree, I asked him point blank, and he'll tell you this. The first question I asked him is, Michael, are you okay with people in your company making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month when I am not going to be, and you're not going to be making hundreds of thousands a month as your income with the company? Are you okay with that? And he answered it perfectly. He said, Brad, I learned early on, the more you give, the more you receive. And we can't get to be a $1 billion company without our EAs making a ton of money. And I said, Michael, perfect, buddy, because that is not always the case, folks. I was with a company where that was not the case, and that was the downfall of the company. So without any further ado, our CEO, my friend, Michael Falquist.
Brad, thank you very much for the nice introduction. I am ecstatic to be here sharing with you tonight on our first State of the Company call. Appreciate everyone on the call taking time out of their busy schedules to be here. Can you see my screen, Brad?
Yes, we can.
You can. Great. Is it the presentation? Am I
yeah,
sharing the right screen?
Yeah, we got the next slides on the.
Hold on. I need to share a better screen. So hold on 1 second. This is the screen.
Yep. Perfect.
Better?
Yep. Perfect.
Well, anyways, we'll kick off. Thank you guys for the technical patience. You will realize that there are times that I'm not the most technical of people, but really excited to be here tonight. As I was saying, Brad, thank you for the introduction. Thank you guys for all the leaders who are on the call tonight and are participating. Wanted to give a quick shout out as we're kicking off. I heard the training session this past weekend was phenomenal. I got feedback from quite a few different EAs. And so thank you to all the leaders who took time out of your weekend to put that together, as I know that was an incredible success. So wanted to kick off today. So wanted to first talk about how we're off to a great start, right? I think about the business. I'm a pretty linear thinker. Important dates in my mind are, the kickoff of EA enrollments, the day we started enrolling electric customers, and obviously the day we started enrolling community solar customers. And I am so excited because there will be so many other important dates that we're going to be celebrating along this journey. But, when I think about our success, I'm thrilled with what we've accomplished so far. In a really short period of time, we've added over 3,000 EAs. We have over 10,000 electricity customers, and we have over 1,500 community solar customers. I think all of which we are, as a company, really excited about, and believe it's just the beginning as we're continuing to build momentum across all our different products. But I think what makes it even more impressive is that we did it, despite quite a few challenges, right? Whether it was challenges with EA certification, it was lack of back office reporting or day one marketing materials to support your business, customer enrollments or rejections, right? The famous Central Hudson issue, where every customer was rejected because the company we bought Think Energy from, they hadn't enrolled any customers there in a couple of years and the form had changed. To just challenges we faced in energy advisor support. All that success despite some, challenges we faced along the way. And, I think about how we were able to do it. And it really comes down to three simple things in my mind. And these are things you'll hear me say frequently every time I talk, because it's really important, right? We have a culture of continuous improvement, and that's the case in startup phase all the way through to maturity. We will always be striving to improve every part of our business. Second thing, this is just a foundational element of how I think about success in business, is just a commitment to do the right thing. And finally is that we have a customer first product strategy. And, those are the three elements that, I believe have allowed us to achieve the success to date, but most importantly will be instrumental as we continue to grow this business over time. Because I promise you, the challenges we've faced, there'll be more in the future. But it's these foundational pillars that are going to allow us to be successful regardless of, what the market throws at us. So starting with the first one, which is continuous improvement. We've made a lot of improvement across our business, both on the customer enrollment side. We've made a lot of improvements to the small commercial enrollment, customer ID and email verification. We are very proactive in making sure customers are claimed by EAs. Over 208 customers have been claimed through that process. EA and customer support. We continually improve that, and there's more enhancements coming down the road. But now we're up to 82% of tickets being resolved within 24 hours, and average wait times have gone down massively. Finally, on the operations side, the most important fact here is that open rejections are down almost 80%. And so the team has continually worked through it. We've improved processes. We're proactively reaching out to customers. We're improving our communication to customers when they're in rejected status. But overall, the operations support and enrollment has improved massively. And I want to just highlight that, there's been so much improvement even in the last 30 days, right? You're going to continue to see these stats drop and just overall improvements to the business as we continue to move forward. Do the right thing. This is the second and probably the most important element of, success, I think. These are just a couple of the highlights that I thought about as I was preparing for tonight. But there's probably a lot more examples in our short history, whether it was, resetting the rank advancement or the accelerated rank advancement bonus timeline, because, we wanted to give people a fair opportunity to achieve the double up opportunity for the first 3 ranks, given some of the challenges we faced in that first month, to, paying on those rejected Central Hudson customers. We paid on them regardless of whether that customer ever flowed with us or not, because again, that was our, the challenges created by us, and wanted to make sure we did the right thing by the EAs, extending the qualification period for the trip, again, to make sure people felt like they had a fair opportunity to earn it. Free Energy Club changes, right? This is, we talk about do the right thing for EAs, but this is doing the right thing by the customer. We made changes where the qualifying customers are, as Sean mentioned, based on community. So we added community solar recently, but more importantly, we changed the rules so that customers, qualified customers based on a pending customer they refer, because we want to make it a great experience for that customer. And then the last example is just paying on community solars, pay on community solars when they reach pending status for the EA who signs them up. Just another important change that we felt was, again, change from how we originally thought about the business, but want to make sure we do the right thing, both by our customers and our EAs in the field. And then the third element is just having a customer first product. And, when I think about different elements and brand values for the business, I think number one, it's around sustainability. And if you think about from a customer perspective, sustainability is long-term budget certainty in the product, not something that's bait and switch, or selling them on a value proposition that doesn't exist. Obviously, sustainability in terms of environmental attributes with the clean electricity and community solar. Customer empowerment, that's a big part of what we think about, right? We want customers to take control of their energy usage, and ultimately the amount they pay for it. Free Energy Club is the first version of what we're offering, and that's a great program. But the technology that's coming in 2024 is really going to be a differentiator for us, and really put customers in control of their energy consumption and bills. And then finally is, people want to be associated whether you're with a customer or an EA with a company that's doing the right thing. Obviously, Think Plus is about community. It's about impact, and obviously we'll be rolling out a lot of really neat initiatives on that in the coming months. Community solar is a product that builds your local communities, right? Investment, jobs, renewables in your hometown. And then finally, obviously, our partnership with One Tribe is incredibly exciting as well. And the product, I mean, we'll show, I'm showing this slide again because I think it's just an important reinforcement of the value of the product. While short-term energy prices may go up and down, the market believes volatility is here to stay. And that's really important. So when you're offering your customer that product, know that, the market believes that future energy prices will remain high and stable. And we're providing that customer that budget certainty as prices have gone up and down across the different markets. We've talked about this, but it's all driven by fundamentals, right? Continued development of renewables in your markets. Renewables are great for the market, but they're also intermittent. So it creates volatility in prices because, windmills only generate power when the wind's blowing, solar panels only generate power when the sun's shining. And so they create intermittency in generation, which creates volatility in prices. Second is global instability, right? The war in Ukraine is just one example. But, you have global instability that is, for all intents and purposes here to stay. Third is electrification. Right? If you have an electric car in your home, you use 42% more electricity. I think about my personal electricity usage and how much it's gone up just through kids in the household and just general electrification of everything. That trend is going one way. Like consumers will continue to use more and more electricity. And then finally, the trend is around, global electricity prices and, our liquefied natural gas and our ability to export that gas across, global markets. And so natural gas, which is obviously the primary driver of electricity prices in the US and globally, we're exporting gas now, which is reducing the supply of gas in the market. And so that trend is expected to continue and increase because global electricity prices are 6 times higher in Europe and Asia than they are in the US today. And so those 3 trends are the reason that, when you think about offering your customer long-term stability, it makes a lot of sense, regardless of whether the price, short-term is lower, right? Volatility is here and it's here to stay. The story's playing out, right? I love this because, when we were on our first roadshow, we were talking about, prices in Massachusetts, how they were extremely high, but they were going to come down and then they're going to go back up next summer. And, in PJM markets, that because of how they procure power, prices were going to be lagged. And the story's starting to play out in front of our eyes. On the left, there's an article from Rhode Island. Rhode Island rates were in the 17s, and I think they dropped to like the 12-cent range, or I don't know, 10, 11-cent range. But they just came out with an article at the end of March saying that prices were going to be at least as high as they were last summer, so north of 17.5 cents. So that volatility, right? Our rate in that market, I think, has been around 13 to 14 cents. So put your customer on that certainty and lock them in while the utility rate goes up and down. Feel good value from that. And then, Ohio, which is a market where, based on how utilities procure, the impact of the volatility is just taken longer to manifest itself. And, we've seen in First Energy, rates are going to 12 cents, where they've been about 6 cents. If you bought our fixed price 3-year last month, it's 7.9 cents. Like, there's, a lot of value that exists in that market. Duke Energy just announced in the last couple of days that, their rates going to, I think, 8.95, the highest it's been in 8 years. So the volatility story is playing out, as all these utilities that had lagged procurement is just taking time for it to happen. So really exciting validation of the thesis. The strategy is right for us to help our consumers. So Free Energy Club, there's a big part of what we're doing, right? Empowerment, pillar number 2 from a product perspective. This is version 1. I don't need to talk about this because I think we all know this, really well, what the value people get from participating in the Free Energy Club. What I more wanted to focus on is just early success from the program. What are the milestones we've achieved so far? So this is exciting. 1,500 customers across 12 states. And again, remember, it's really early, so the $500 may not seem like a lot of money, but why it is because like how many people haven't even received their first bill from us. And so you basically have very early stage of over $500 paid out to customers. I was when I was up in Maine in early April, I was telling at the Think Plus house, I was all kind of giddy with excitement because we had our first qualifiers who our first 5 people were getting paid. And they all had all little stub periods because they had switched to us, but it was only for like 2 days or 4 days. So we were paying someone $8 and $2, and it was just fun because it was the first realization and getting money in customers' hands, which was awesome. But the other stat I think is a great one. So you have, well, you've paid out 500, you have people who have qualified. So once their next bill, we receive payment for their next bill, one person's going to get 100% back. 5 are at 40% and 20 have achieved the 10% threshold. So the program is working. Keep sharing it. Not much more I can say than that. It's fun, right? We changed the program to make it more consumer friendly, get cash in consumers' hands as quickly as possible, and give them a great experience. So wanted to just talk quickly about Maine, because we've spent some time in Maine. I've gone up there. I went up there to Portland on the 6th, and I'm going up to I think Bangor on the 27th. But we had a Think Plus house, and a couple of them actually, one in outside of Portland and one up in the Bangor area. But supported by the Think Big partners. So we appreciate you guys. 3 to 4 events per week up there. Frequent corporate support. Myself, Brad's been up there. Stephen Condon, our head of community solar, spent time up there. A ton of field-led incentives, and also a corporate direct mail campaign, to build brand awareness in the market and support your businesses. So it's been a great success so far. Like anything, I think we're just building momentum, and hopefully momentum that stays in that market, because I've met a lot of the leaders and appreciate the people I've met and what's going on in the market. But the stats are pretty compelling. In the last month, active energy advisors are up 60%. Sales in the last month are up 100%. And community solars, we've reached 2.2 megawatts sold. So we're about to reach our first milestone of our first project filled in CMP, which will be very exciting. I think there's going to be a ribbon cutting at that facility once it's filled. So get excited. The momentum in that market is fantastic. And just quickly there's some pictures, people having fun. I've really enjoyed my time up there. Excited to go back. But a quick shout out to people who have made that market a success. Obviously, Jim, Ed, Brendan, and Tony, Sean, Eric, Phyllis, George, John, Mary, Harlequin, Christina, Teresa, Danielle, and Alma. Appreciate each and every one of you and what you've done in that market. And for those who I didn't mention, I look forward to meeting you all in Bangor on the 27th. So shifting gears to our Earth Month pledge, for those of you who are not familiar, for every customer, both community solar and electricity, who enroll with us, we have a partnership with a company called One Tribe, where we protect 50 trees in the rainforest. One Tribe is they're a facilitator. They basically provide the tools for businesses like us to be able to do these types of give back opportunities. Ultimately, they're partnered with groups like the Rainforest Fund, which is if you've never looked at charities that you're giving to, effectively the end use, obviously it's important that they are highly credible, and this is from Charity Navigator. But you can see they have a 94% rating. So we feel really comfortable about who we're partnering with and what they are doing in the market. We are off to a great start. we for Earth Month decided that we were going to make a challenge that we were going to try and reach 1 million trees by the end of the month. And so what we did to do that, we decided to double the number of trees we were going to protect from 50 to 100 during the month. We started the month with 400,000. As of when I looked about an hour ago, we were just almost at 582,000 trees protected. So really exciting. I think there's a lot of great stuff coming from this partnership, and I think there's a lot of really interesting things we can do. And the more we educate ourselves about it, I think the more, our customers and each of you should be incredibly proud of what this does create is, there's, protecting old growth forests is one of the most important things we can do to protect the future of this planet. These are just some other interesting stats: car emissions removed, acres saved, tons of carbon stored. If you have not been on our website and looked at this, I encourage you to click through and look at this landing page and explore. There's a ton of information that's there about the partnership and ultimately what the flow on effects are and the benefits of what we're doing. Wanted to just quickly close my session by talking about community solar and the changes we've made, because community solar is a tremendous product, and now that it's integrated into the Free Energy Club, we're even more excited about the growth that can come from it. But if you think about the opportunity, we've just scratched the surface. The pink states are where we're enrolling customers today. The green states have current legislation in some form, and the pink states have pending legislation. My guess is that community solar is going to be virtually everywhere in this country in the next 10 years. My goal, and I've said this many times, is to create the leading community solar business in the country, right? That if you're a developer, you come to us, because we have the best sales force on the planet. And we can, if you need a community solar farm field, we're going to be your partner. And I think we're off to a great start. So it's early stage of where this market's going to grow to, but it is beyond exciting. Value is clear. I will tell people it's the ultimate win-win-win. Win for the customer, win for the EA, and win for the community and the environment. No risk for the consumer. That's amazing. You can deliver value with no risk, but you can do it here in a long-term fashion, and you can get paid for as long as that customer stays with the project. Here was announcement number one, and this is, again, back to the do the right thing. We found ourselves looking at over 1,500 customer enrollments, and while main projects will go live, I repeat, they will go live, and customers will start receiving benefits in the next 30 days. For all the customers we're enrolled in New York, and while we're continuing to fill other projects in Maine, we wanted to make sure people got paid for the effort they did. And so we made a change where previously all cabs were tied to active status, which meant the customer was enrolled in a solar farm. We switched it to pending status for the customer enroller. So we want to get the $20 in tier 1 states and $60 in tier 2 states in EA's hands as quickly as possible. The second big change was, they're now, community solar customers are now part of the Free Energy Club program, which, you just evolved the business over time when we started seeing that people would share the Free Energy Club link, and a customer would sign up for electricity, which they would get credit for, and then they'd sign up community solar they wouldn't get credit for. So we wanted to create a system where, if that customer did choose community solar, the person who sent them the link got the credit. And so obviously including them in that has been, we think it's just doing the right thing. I love this example. I'll just go through it quickly. The main example I just think it's magical, the opportunity you guys have up there, with the value on the electric rate, 13.5 cents versus 17.6. You sign yourself up for that, save money there, enroll your own home and community solar through the Free Energy Club, become your first referral, find one friend, only one, you don't need more than one, and send them the link. And if they sign up through your link for electricity and community solar, you've found yourself in a situation where you are saving 4 cents off the utility through the end of the year. You get 10% off the solar credits on your bill, and then you've earned 10% cash back just by sharing it with one other person. Oh, and by the way, you now have 4 personal customers and team customers as well. Pretty exciting and compelling for saving yourself some money and teaching one other person to do the same. So yeah, pretty exciting. Finally, just the promotion, getting to the Dominican, there's a handful of people who have qualified. You still have about a month to qualify. Community solar customers count double through the end of the month. So as you're thinking about tools to get to that trip, yeah, community solar is a pretty good way to earn that qualification of the trip. And there's nothing I look forward more than spending time on the beach with everyone who qualifies. It's going to be a great time. And yeah, I mean, that's just where we're active today. And stay tuned. More states will be coming very soon. So with that, Brad, I guess I will turn it back to you.
All right. Thank you, Michael. Thank you for sharing all that great information and leading the ship, my friend. We're excited about where we're going, where we've been, and where we're going.
I am. Yes, let's do it.
All right, buddy. Thank you. And thanks, Tony, for going through the slides here. I think the next category that I'm going to talk about is, and fittingly so after the community solar we just talked about, Michael just talked about, is the top personal customer getters for community solar. And they are, it's got some different names on this one. And I am going to start, hold on here, folks, with Laura Shriver-Brown, John Esposito, Daryl Decker, Loretta Clavitt, Dave Fleet, Emily Pace again, William Saunders, Merlin Button, Larry LaFontaine, Sean Gagney, Anonymous, Luke Mullen, Paul Santabera, and Anonymous. Congratulations to all of you for leading the charge in community solar. You see the value proposition not only for yourself, but for more importantly for your customers. But we've got someone on the call tonight that's going to share a little bit about his success that he's having and the excitement that he's having and sharing and helping people, save money on their bill through the rebate. And that's Mr. Dave Fleet. Dave, are you there?
I am here. Can you hear me, Brad?
We can, loud and clear, my friend.
Super. I'm so excited about community solar. In Western New York, we didn't have as much of the proactive supply pricing right out of the gate. And so we were chomping at the bit, so to speak, when community solar came on. And gosh, we've got a team that's really, really doing well. For us, it's all about warm market right now. I mean, we're in the beginning stages. It's about relationship marketing. And who do you have relational capital with? Who can we go gather bills? They know we have their best interest in mind. They trust us, and we can save you some money, guaranteed. That's a pretty easy proposition when you have the right kind of relationship with people. So, and then we also are working referrals from there. And that relational capital we have with our personal customers is the conduit of relational capital between them and the referrals. So it works really well. We do work very hard on our team on the invite. What do you say right out of the gate to somebody? It's not enough for someone to say, yep, I'm willing to talk to people. What exactly do you say? How do you open that up with a text? What do you say when they answer the phone? So we spend a lot of time on the invitation on our team. Couldn't be more excited about community solar. This is, yeah, I was with a previous company And this is how we're explaining it. That was the practice field, and we're now on the bus headed to the game. And that's really how we are portraying this. Community solar is not tied to deregulated states, and we're not going to miss this. This train's going to be leaving the station, and we're going to be on it.
No doubt about it, Dave. And you hit it on the head. Community solar is going to be the biggest transfer of wealth in the energy sector over the next 10 years. There's no doubt about it. And we are going to be the premier company that's bringing the customers to the developers and all the farms across the country. So thanks, Dave, for everything you do and for being the leader that you are and help leading the way. Thank you very much.
Love it. Thanks, Brad.
You're welcome. And next, I think we're bringing up the top enrollers. Yes. So folks, here's the key. You hear me talking about the compensation plan a lot and how to manipulate the compensation plan to your benefit. And I will just say, as we look at these top 10 here in most energy advisors personally enrolled, you know, it's in the, talk is cheap, but when you follow and you see the names on this list, you're going to understand why they're in the position that they're in. So help me welcome and congratulate top 5. And it's because we have a lot of ties. That's why it's top 5, not top 10. Most personally sponsored EAs: Lindsay Sugden, Emil Arreo, Matthew Payne, and Ken Colthier, Sean Gagney, Kirk Horan, Michelle Dumas, Adam Moran, David Izzo, Francis Nagel, Larry LaFountain again, Dave Fleet, Michael Ortez, John Smith, and last but not least, Think Big partners, Brendan Kenny, Ed Kenny, Jim Kenny, and Tony Procopio. And folks, I'll just say this, success leaves clues. And what you have to understand about the compensation plan, and a lot of you are starting to grasp it, is it's more important what you do after you get promoted than what got you to that promotion. So as you can see here, the leaders across the country here are sponsoring more people today than they did when they first joined the company. And they sponsored a lot when they first joined the company 2 months ago or a month ago, whenever their sign up date is, because they understand that as they rank up with regional energy advisor, senior energy advisor, and now directors, that now's the time to sponsor as many people as possible. And to give you a little insight on that, I'm going to bring one of the Think Big partners, my buddy, Mr. Brendan Kenny. Brendan, are you there?
Yeah, Brad, how you doing? Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, buddy.
Awesome. Well, listen, thank you for putting on this incredible night so far, and congratulations to all those on the list. And obviously we're in this thing for a while, but as partners, our mindset is always recruiting. I mean, because I've been doing this long enough to know that you need to always have new people in your business to first of all, to make it exciting. I mean, there's nothing more exciting than to bring someone, especially that's never done any kind of network marketing before, to actually take them through our system, to actually mentor and coach somebody, and then to all of a sudden hear and see their success. There's no greater feeling in terms of being in this business. I mean, it's one of the main reasons why I actually love network marketing, is because you get a chance to coach and mentor and watch success stories right in front of your eyes. And so why in the world wouldn't you want, knowing that is something that it fulfills everybody, why wouldn't you want to do that more and more? And so, for us as a goal, we make it a goal to recruit at least 5 new people a month. And if you just do that over time, that's over 60 a year. And in this industry, if you're recruiting 60 people into your business front level, that you're personally sponsoring, your checks just will go with that number. It's impossible for it not to happen. And you'll find that not everybody's going to do what you expect. It's normal. Life gets in the way for people, but if you always have the mentality of bringing new people to this platform, and as we go into more and more states, what excites me as a leader is knowing that we're going into all 50 states over the next 5 years. And so when and I love energy because, you know, some of these states have never had the ability to offer energy to their customers because of the dynamics of deregulation. And, you know, think about like every state that we do enter from this point going forward that's never had energy deregulation. It's like going into a foreign country for the first time.
Yep.
And I'll never forget when I first came into the business, I was one of the first people to see energy deregulation in the state of Maryland. The value of that is incredible. And so we have that opportunity as leaders and people that are in this business today, all of you, to be able to do that with as many people as you can going forward. But listen, I'm thrilled and just honored to be working with some of the people that are already here in this business. Like you had said, Brad, we've had so much incredible leadership join from the start who are really good at recruiting as well. And just it makes it easier when you have a culture of a lot of other leaders that are doing the same thing. And knowing that, you know, you're not the only one doing it, right? You have a team that's their mindset going into this opportunity is to recruit. And doing an incredible job, and just watching all that transform has just been amazing. To see that we've already gotten 10,000 customers in basically our first month, because we started basically, you know, coming out of the gates with some challenges. You don't just do that with nobody on your team, right? You have to recruit and bring those new people. So Brad, thanks for listen. Like I said, I hope I'm on this list. Hope, you know, me and my team, because Tony and Eddie and Jimmy, I mean, this is what we do. We all have the same mindset. So we hope that we're always on this list, but we also wouldn't be too bummed out if we got replaced, you know, a couple of months out of the year, right? But listen, we're always going to be recruiting. So we're hopefully always going to be on that list, but you know that we want as many people on that list as possible, because we know how valuable being on that slide is going in and month out. So thanks everybody. We'll see you tomorrow night. I'm going to do a little last minute plug here. Tomorrow night I'm in New York. I'm presenting for the Newburgh team. We are going to be at the Homewood Suites. Let me make sure I have the actual place here, just so I give everyone the right information. It's at the Stewart Airport, Homewood Suites, 180 Brewing Road in New Windsor, New York. Listen, there's nothing better than if you live in that area for a last minute invite, try to get somebody to that meeting, because it could change that person's life, or your life for that matter, for inviting them. And obviously plug into all the stuff that we have, because there's a ton of live activity that's going around. We'll be in Albany next week. So just a lot of exciting things happening for New York. So I look forward to everything that's going to happen in the future. So Brad, thanks a lot. And thanks everybody. We appreciate everything you guys are doing.
Well, thanks, Brendan, and thanks for leading by example, buddy. And like you said, as much as you want to be on that list every single month, you're not going to be hurt when others on your team, take that top spot. And again, I can never see you off that list, you guys, because I know it's how you guys work, and I know you understand the comp plan, as does everyone on that list. And there's no better feeling when you see new people take your spot, and you just have to go into second and third place, or all the way down to 10th spot. So thanks, Brendan. All right, I get to introduce a friend of mine that I've known now for a number of years. Just a quality individual who truly does work 8 to faint. I see people contacting him at all hours via text, because they'll include me on it as well, and he'll answer, and early in the morning, late at night, weekends. He's always doing something for us, and he's just got a heart of gold. And talking about being an advocate for all of us EAs in the field and the corporate team, and that's my good friend John Breitbart. John, are you there?
I'm here. Can you guys see me okay?
Cannot see you yet.
I think maybe I need to spot.
There you are.
I am. Hello.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, Brad. Great job. And welcome everybody. Well, you've been welcomed already, but thank you for just and congratulations to everybody who's already been recognized. It's just such a fun part of this job to enjoy the success that people are having. And I really look forward to these calls. We've had, different sporadic calls here or there. We've come on the the various presentation calls, but it's exciting now. A couple months in, we're instituting these monthly state of the company addresses to really, keep everybody informed and to share all the exciting progress, because you can't always, communicate about every single little thing. There's things changing and improving all the time. So I'm going to quickly go through some highlights of some of the new tools. I call it upgrades and updates, and we'll try to keep it pretty quick so we can get on with our evenings here. So couple updates. So you may have noticed a few changes and improvements to your thinkenergy.com website. The first part is for our celebration of Earth Month, we have this call out right at the top that is just letting people know about our race to protect 1 million trees. It's really cool. If you haven't seen that yet, when you click on that page, it goes to a whole page that's all about our campaign for Earth Month. And what's so cool is you can see the progress. Like when we first made slides about this relationship, I think we were at 250,000 trees protected. And then just on Friday, when I put together the first draft of this presentation, it was already up to like 550,000 or something like that. And now, as Michael shared, I think just over the weekend, we're up to like almost getting close to 600,000 trees protected. So, I mean, that's just such an amazing thing that really, when you think about it, I mean, we're here in the US, we're having conversations, we're sharing the benefits of sustainable energy, and halfway around the world, these amazing groups are being empowered to protect this, beautiful natural ecosystem that isn't just home for wildlife, but also a lot of amazing indigenous communities, people living in the rainforest. And that's one of the ways that the rainforest, that the protection actually happens, is those communities are empowered with things like land rights. So that's really one of my favorite things about what we're doing. And I just want to like celebrate that one for everybody, that like literally every conversation you have, you're contributing to this amazing cause. So the other highlight here is we've really adjusted this site to focus on how there's two products. It's not just electricity, there's electricity and community solar. Eventually, as we move into gas, there's going to be multiple products that people can choose from. And we added here the Trust Pilot, which is key because, as you guys know, Think Energy was acquired recently, and they didn't have the best customer service record. But we are sort of obviously improving that dramatically, as Michael indicated. So we wanted to just acknowledge that and get a call out there. So really cool improvements there. Part of that was we actually enhanced the process for small commercial customers to enroll. This was one of the things that wasn't so perfectly set up in the very beginning. It's a little bit confusing for commercial businesses to try to sign up and go through the normal verification that a just individual would go through. So there's a new process in place. Now they don't have to do a sort of identity verification. It's just the business has to just verify their energy usage and load some previous bills to just verify that. So it's a very simple process, and there's actually a video tutorial that we made available, which is actually one of several video tutorials that we've released, I think, within the last month or so. So how to sign up a commercial business, free energy club, how that works, how to sign up for Think Community Solar and the specifics for Maine, also one for New York as well, because they're slightly different, and a video for going through the ID verification. So we tried to take those parts of the program that people had a lot of questions over, or just weren't immediately, obvious how to move through those components, and we've created these tutorial videos. So you can find them. They're linked in the homepage of your back office on one of the banners. There's a mention of the video tutorials, and also on our YouTube channel, which you can find at the bottom of every email you receive from us. We have all of our social media links. So, and we'll continue to add more and more tutorial videos as we go along. We also launched the Think Plus shop, which was great. We've got all this amazing apparel, classic shirts and hats, and this is really going to continue to build. Actually, as we generate more and more sales, we'll work with our shop partner to add more and more products and great tools for you guys to utilize to as it says, be a successful and hip energy advisor, which we all strive to be hip energy advisors. The two of the most important products there are the Energy Advisor ID badge and the business card. So there's a template for the ID badge in the back office as well. You can just download that and print it yourself if you want to just make it on your own. But we also have the ability for you to just buy it and get it delivered. So you can upload an image, put in all your information, and it'll get sent to you with a nice Think Plus lanyard. And that's another great option if you don't need that badge like immediately. And same thing with the business cards. You can customize your business cards, and that's actually a requirement in certain places to provide a business card when you're having an in-person conversation. So that leads into the next thing I'll talk about, which is the launch of in-person marketing certification. So you might remember that initially when you first went through training, in-person marketing was sort of not allowed. It was prohibited because we didn't have the badge available or the business cards and just a lot of the rules. There's specific rules and regulations about how you market in person and disclosures that need to be provided and things that need to be said. And while we were putting all that together state by state, we initially just prohibited in-person marketing. But now we've got the badge, we've got the business cards, and we've got that in-person marketing guide in place. So that will be launching this week. The current training will be updated. So all new EAs will just automatically go through an additional in-person marketing module as part of the certification training. And for existing energy advisors, so you guys have already taken the training, we'll be making it available so you can go in and take just that specific class. It's very quick. It's a 4 to 5 page document and a very quick quiz. Could probably do it in a few minutes. And that's really only required if you plan on doing in-person marketing. If you're only talking to your friends and family, if you're calling, people you already know, if you're having Zoom conversations, things like that, you don't need to go and take that certification. And when we renew our certifications periodically, everybody's going to go and retake the whole certification course. So everyone will be certified for in-person marketing within a matter of a few months. But that's the update there. So stay tuned for that announcement coming soon. And another couple quick updates. As part of our focus on Maine, we created this dual electricity and community solar flyer. And this is something that we're excited about. We're going to create it in New York next, the other market where we have both electricity and community solar. And this is just an example of the type of, marketing tools and flyers and, sales sheets and those types of printable things that you guys can use state by state, that you'll be continuing to see more and more of these released in the coming weeks and months. We have a new, just quick recap, excuse me, of the compensation plan. So that's quite a lengthy document, as you guys know. It's not the best first introduction to tell somebody what they're going to get paid with Think Plus. So this is a great short kind of condensed addendum that just summarizes all the main components of our compensation and makes it a lot easier to explain. So that's going to be posted in your web office and released this week as well. And another in this conversation, excuse me, of compensation, this is just a helpful kind of guide to the path to residuals. So from when a customer first signs up to when they're actually going to be residually qualified, when you'd actually start receiving those residual commissions on that customer. And depending on this timing and the utility, that can be like, 60 to 120 days, depending on how long it takes. Was there a rejection? Where did they sign up in their billing cycle? So this document is available in the web office. It just takes you through those stages, the different statuses that customers will have as they're in those stages. And as we continue to improve, the reporting that you have in your web office is going to just have this information kind of included. And, we'll want to make those as intuitive as possible so you can scroll over something and see exactly what it means. But you might notice there's a residual qualified column in the personal customer report. And right now, most customers, the vast majority of them would say no in that column. And all that means is just they haven't gone through this, 2 to 3 month process of getting on flow and then having their first month of, full electricity service and then getting the bill and then paying the bill. It's only after that they're going to then, be residually qualified, and we'll start paying out those residuals. So just another helpful kind of guide to the compensation plan that will be made available this week. And also, you guys have seen this presentation, for months. It's continually getting improved and enhanced. But we are packaging this together and we'll be making it available as well. If you want to give presentations and share the opportunity yourself, this presentation will be our business presentation will be available in the web office also starting this week. So with that, I hope I didn't take too much time. There's a lot of, that's one of the challenges of my role overseeing communications, is just we've got so many improvements. We're just doing so much to try to make this opportunity as simple and uplifting and rewarding as it can be. So sometimes it's a challenge to figure out how to condense and kind of communicate about all these exciting developments, but we'll keep striving to keep things simple and fun. And with that, just thank you everybody for all the effort that you're putting in. And just so you know, it's definitely appreciated, certainly by us as part of the home office, and more and more from just the world itself. We're doing a lot of good for a lot of people, and that's something to be really proud of. So thank you. Brad, back to you.
Thanks, John. I appreciate all that information, buddy, and appreciate you and everything you do. Next, folks, let's go. Let's just keep going. Oh boy, this is key, folks. Club Med, Punta Cana, Dominican Republic, June 22nd to 25th. This is our inaugural leadership trip. We'll come out on this trip with what the guidelines are for our yearly trip. But let me just say this. There's not many secrets in this industry. There truly is not. There's some things you need to know, and this and that, and some specific training that, maybe on the comp plan, or how to recruit someone, or how to sign some up. But there's only really a couple of secrets. Here's one of them. It's being on these yearly trips with the top leadership and the top corporate executives from the company. This is where you build relationships. We're in the relationship marketing business, folks. We're not in the network marketing business. We're not in the retail energy business. We're in the relationship business. The better you are at building relationships and having relationships, the better you'll do at any business, not to mention this business. And one of the secrets is being on these trips every single year. The relationships you build on these trips with people from all over the country, because we're going to be in every state. If you can meet someone who's from California on one of these trips and build a relationship with us where you just become best friends, best buds in this business, and we open up California, and you can send someone to an event in California and they're there to take care of them for you as if you were there, and you do the same thing if they send someone to New Jersey and you have to be out of New Jersey. Those are life-changing business traits that are priceless, absolutely priceless. And I'll guarantee you this: once you go on one of these and you don't happen to go on the next one, you'll kick yourself and you'll know it. You'll say, I can't believe I didn't go on. I missed one. And there'll be people that have badges from every single one of them. You'll see them. You'll go to a conference and say, wow, you've went on all these leadership trips. Yeah, I've never missed one. And they've done that for a reason, because they don't want to miss them because of the fun we're having, but it's because of the relationships. So make sure you hit director by May 18th. Do not miss this opportunity. This will be one of the, thank you for changing this, one of the easiest trips to acquire, because it is our inaugural leadership trip. Next year's, you may have to have a higher rank because you have the whole term of the whole year to hit that rank. So earn the rank of director and above within the qualification period, earn the rank of regional director and above to receive a trip for two. And again, folks, do not take this moment in time lightly. You've got 2 customer points for every solar customer right now through the end of the month. That counts for life, for rank advancements, and for this trip. Folks, again, all I can say, there's not many secrets in this industry. This is one of them. Get on it. Don't ever miss it. And you'll see, and then bring as many people on these trips as possible on your team. And I guarantee you, you'll be one of the top leaders, money earners in our company, without a doubt. Okay, now I get to talk about the people who newly promoted regional energy advisors in the month of March, folks. So if you promoted April 1st through, what's the date today, 17th, you're not on this list. This is March only, folks. You'll be on next month's call. So you've got, I'll just start at the bottom right, Karen Santiago, Jennifer Tata, Joseph Kurtz, Ilma Rayo, Shannon Hauser, Luigi and Anita Charavelli, Francis Nagel, Eric and Fred Stewart, Matthew Payne and Ken Coultier, Ed Hirsch, Peter Strapiopoulos, Laura Shriver-Brown, Todd Deno, William Saunders, David Izzo, John Latasha, Christy Latasha, Christine Moyer, and Adam Horan. Congratulations to all of you. Let's keep going. Karen again, Matthew Pierre, Daryl Decker, C. Stamets, Sylvia Lopez, Robert Wright, Michael Ortez, Joan Perez, Paul Santabera, Elma Lee Pace, Oldichka Supina, Nathan Zeckman, Michael Dumas, Merlin Button, Luke Mellon, Charles Roscom, Lindsay Sugden, Larry LaFontaine, and Loretta Clavett. Congratulations to all of you for hitting the regional energy advisor. Again, first step, and I've called every single one of you, and I know many of you will be hitting the next rank, the very next, and I've said this on our calls. I won't be surprised calling you 2 weeks from now and congratulating you for hitting senior energy advisor. Let's see who that's on that list, if we could. Newly promoted in the month of March, David Fleet, Eric Vayu, John Smith, and Sean Gagney. Congratulations to you 4 and hitting senior energy advisors. And I know, that's right, John, I know I'll be making some calls here very shortly, probably this week, for you, congratulating you hitting the director. Congratulations to all of you. And last but not least, congratulations to our new directors for the month of March. We've got Anonymous, and we've got Lela and John Piontek. We got Kirk Horan, and of course, we got Think Big partners, Brendan Kenny, Ed Kenny, Jim Kenny, and Tony Procopio. And I'm just going to ask a couple of people real fast to just give us a couple of minutes on what you're doing to drive success and becoming directors in a short period of time. And no one better than to tell us about that than our very first director, and that's Kirk Horan. Kirk, are you there? I saw you. Kirk, you just got to unmute, or we have to unmute you. Okay, we'll do that. There you are.
All right, there you are. Hey, Brad, thanks for having me on. This was a great night. What is the secret to this? I don't really have a good answer for you, but I know one thing is when you believe in what you're doing and you recognize the leadership, from the top down. I mean, when I met Michael, that certainly validated what I was a part of, and I'm grateful to have had that opportunity early on. I met you in Connecticut, John Breitbart, your whole corporate staff has been absolutely incredible, looking at what everybody's had to go through. And as we grow and, the way they've handled things with class, I can't be more proud to be a part of this company. And, what am I looking at? When I saw this, I knew that I had to get it in front of as many people as I could before somebody else did. So I went out, I took massive action. When I put my head down and go to work on something, I don't stop. And that's how I am. I'm pedal to the metal. And that's what I've been doing ever since Big John called me up and got me to take a look at this. And I'm forever grateful for that. And I will say this to everybody, I think back to when I was introduced to this industry back in 2009. It happened to be an energy company, and only one person ever gave me a phone call about a network marketing opportunity. And I think about that all the time, because I've asked people in the past, how come you never called me? And they just didn't think I'd do something like this. And I was guilty of this myself recently when we're on our launch tour. I invited my kids to Albany just because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to see them while Big John and I were traveling across the country. So I invited them to the launch meeting in Albany. And, I prejudged my own kids. They got very excited about what we're a part of. And as you can see, Adam's name is on the list now, and that's very exciting to be able to work with my son. But if you look at the caliber of people we're attracting to this company, it's a home run, and it's evolving on a daily basis on all the things behind the scenes with John and Brad and Michael and Tony, the Kenny brothers. These guys have been absolutely amazing. At times I've worn them out with phone calls. And, what's great about this is we brought in all these big time leaders. In the past, a lot of us were doing all the work ourselves. And now here we are as the united team. I see the culture and the company evolving, and I know where this is going, and I'm just grateful to be a part of it. So for anybody on here who's new or just looking at this opportunity, think about what we have. It is recession proof. It's energy. It's not going away. As Michael said earlier, the demand is only becoming greater. And, we've got to get this in front of as many people as we can to help people. And we have a solution for their energy needs along with another stream of income. And I'm very grateful for the compensation plan you put together as well. Exciting times, Brad. I'm very grateful. That I can't say it enough, but thank you guys for this opportunity. And Big John, thank you for the phone call.
Well, thanks a lot, Kurt. And thank you, buddy, for seeing what we saw, and especially from with your experience being $1 million earner in this industry. That speaks volume when you look at an opportunity and you decide to act on it. Same thing here when I created this compensation plan and learning about what Michael put together. I said, I cannot not be a part of it. I'd be the biggest idiot on the planet if I didn't run hard, right? It just would be. And I said, I have to be a part of it. So thank you for seeing it as we did. And thank you for doing everything you've done. Thank you for being the first person to hit director. And I get to bring up someone else now and you just mentioned his name.
Brad, can I say one more thing before you bring him up?
Go ahead, buddy.
And I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I just want to add one more director to the list. He was on the senior list that you just showed, but John Smith just hit director. So I'd like to acknowledge that as well. Like you said, you'll be making multiple phone calls a week here with the way things are going, but John Smith just moved up. So that's exciting as well.
That's awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that, buddy. And I would have saw that tomorrow. And I get to bring a guy on the call right now that I just love talking to, because he's always full of excitement, and he's just a leader amongst leaders, and that's John Piontek. Are you there, John? Here he comes. John and Lella. Where's John? We've got to unmute you. Here we come. Apologize, everyone, for the technical difficulties. Oh, there he is. We will unmute you here, John. We're finding you. There you go.
Can you hear me now? Yeah.
We can hear you now, buddy.
Yeah, I'm in a hotel room in Boston. I just got done with a networking event with some of my leaders, and they had me speak in front of 120 people, and I had 2 minutes, Brad. I had 2 minutes to speak to, I don't know, 100, 120 business owners, entrepreneurs, and I hit home. I hit home with it. I just told people, I said, listen, I have an opportunity that's recession proof. I have an opportunity that anyone can do. Anyone with a heart and a will to win can do this business. So I want to speak to everybody on this call. You know, I'm grateful for this opportunity. I believe everybody on this call is grateful for the opportunity, right? But, you know, I hear a lot of people saying that I don't want to bother somebody. I don't want to be too pushy. My answer to that is if you have it in your mind, what we're doing, we are helping people, right? And if you love helping people, what everybody does, just go out and help more people, right? Don't feel like you're bothering anybody. You know, realize that you have a vehicle to really go out and not only change your life, but help a lot of other people change theirs as well. You know, I'm hitting the road, Brad. I'm grateful and I'm thankful for all the awesome people that I've met through this opportunity in such early time, right? We're sitting on the ground floor of probably the biggest transfer of wealth we will ever be able to be a part of. And you know what? The economy's looking at everybody right in the eye. We're all feeling the pain. We have an answer for that. We have an answer for other people. So if you're on this call and you've been tiptoeing, start running. You won't regret it. You'll never regret this. Yeah, do we have obstacles? We'll always have obstacles. But you know what? There's a lot of people that really see this opportunity, don't live with regret. I mean, that's the one thing I never want to do. I never want to live with regret. Say I should have, I could have, I would have, but I didn't. Don't be that person. We have a great team of leaders. I do a call with Julius, tremendous leader, Mike and Andy. So many people. I'm going to John and Mary Jane's when I leave Boston. We're going to do meetings. I'm going to Maine. I'm coming back to the Cape. Great group of people out in Cape Cod. Folks, we can reach anyone with this opportunity. Anyone. And Brad, I'm blessed. I'm totally blessed to be a part of this company, to be a part of this movement. And my wife's at home in Florida. She's holding down the fort. You know, I love her with all my heart and soul. We're doing this together, and let nothing stop you. Thanks for having me on, Brad.
Well, thanks, John, and you hit it on the head, buddy. Congratulations again, and you are leading by example. And I'll just say this, I'll close it out by saying this. I talked about secrets to this industry. There's only a couple. Here's one of them. Plug into the events. Get your teams plugged into the events. You have opportunity presentations done by the best of the best of the best of the best every single night. There it is right there. Go to that page right there and check out the events done by the top leaders of our company. So what do you got to do? Put people on the call. That's it. Put butts in the seats, as we used to put them on the. That's a secret. Use the events. Use the leaders that are here to build your business. And I'll just tell you this: we've just spent a lot of time up in Maine. We're still in Maine. I'll tell you this: in my 35 years, every time we've invested as a company and as leaders in an area, some of the top money earners have come out of that area. Mark my words, a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, you're going to hear about some of the people from Maine that are top income earners, top leaders in our company, because we invested in them. We invested in that area, and the timing's perfect, and the leaders have invested time there. The next spot we're going to be is in Ohio. If I'm not you, but if I was, I'd be contacting everybody I know in Ohio saying, look, that market is about to burst. Who wants to own? Forget about owning a neighborhood, owning a how about owning a state? I can't even speak sometimes. I get so upset. Owning a state. I'll say this, folks, for the people who know me, I've been in this industry for 35 years. I've thought and done and seen everything there is to see. I've never seen anything like this. To have the core group of leaders that we have in this company 2 months in, are you kidding me? This is $1 billion company, with or without any of us on the call tonight. I could get hit by a bus on the way home tonight. I might get hit by a bus on the way home tonight. Will you guys have a moment of silence on tomorrow's call? Probably, saying, Brad, we liked him, see you later, right? You can't stop this thing. That's where you're at. I say this all the time. Being on the ground floor of a company happens one time and one time only. Will our opportunity be better 6 months from now? Our opportunity is better now than it was 2 months from now. Talk to some of the people they were in 2 months ago and see what kind of, issues they had. Will it be better 6 months from now, a year? Absolutely. But there's only one time to be on the ground floor. And this is it, folks. It does not happen every single day. Get in, get your slice piece of the pie, plug into the events, use the leaders like they are right now. You don't have to do your own meetings, right? And again, we're getting ready to do some stuff big in Ohio. Start contacting people in Ohio now. Thanks for your time tonight, everybody. Thanks to all the people that helped put this together. John Breitbart, Michael Falquist, Adam, Kirk, everyone that spoke, John, Brendan, Tony, Jim, who did I forget there? Ed, and everybody that's, driving this company. This is an opportunity like I've never seen before, everybody. Trust me, I'm not trying to convince you to get involved. I'm trying to be so we're not like a ghost and haunting you a year from now, 2 years from now, and you're going, oh my gosh, look where these people are now. And I had a chance to be a part of it in the early stages. Folks, plug in. Let me know if there's anything I can do for y'all. Thanks. God bless everybody and have a good night. Thank you.
Thanks, Brad.
Thanks, Brad.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank
Well,
you.
thank you, Brad, from Coach Francie in York, Pennsylvania.
Thank you, Brad. Thanks all.
Great job, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brad. Awesome job.
Great job,
Thank you,
Brad.
Mike.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody. Congratulations, everybody.
Gentlemen, thank you so much and God bless.
Good night,
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, gentlemen. God bless.
Thank you, Burke, you rock.
Have a great night.